Hey guys, it's Russ Ruffino with Clients on Demand, and today we're going to be talking about the 3 toxic fears that are killing your business. Stay tuned. Hey guys, it's Russ Ruffino with Clients on Demand, and today I am joined by the brilliant, amazing Jane Jewell, who is our director of, or actually our managing director here at Clients on Demand and one of the top mindset and performance coaches on the planet. And like I said, today we're going to be talking about the 3 toxic fears that are killing your business. Now, this is critical, guys, because if you fall prey to any of these fears, and really what they are is negative beliefs, but if you fall prey to any of these negative beliefs, they're either going to sabotage your business or they could even stop you from getting your business off the ground in the first place. You know, the biggest thing that we have to deal with at Clients on Demand isn't people trying to get their head around the strategy. Because to be honest, the strategy we teach is very effective and very simple. Our biggest hurdle with our clients at Clients on Demand is getting them past their head trash, getting them past their own negative beliefs. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. JJ, welcome to the show.
Hi, good to be here today.
Yeah, it's good to have you. So let's talk a little bit about what are these? What are these fears? What are these beliefs? Like, why does this even happen?
I think people are surprised to know how much the way that they think or their beliefs or the way they see their world really impacts their day-to-day life. And so I think one of the most important things we can start with is just talking about what is a belief. What is this thing anyway? And how does it make a difference in how I see the world? And one of the things that I say when I'm talking about beliefs is our beliefs are very much like our filters to the world. It's much like when you put on a pair of sunglasses and you put those glasses on and there's pink lenses. When you look through those pink lenses, the world looks a little pink. And you take those sunglasses off and now the world looks not pink, right? You put pink or green lenses on and now the world looks green. Or people are using filters now. You don't post on social media usually anymore, on Instagram at least, without using some kind of filter. And so it's like taking the real picture, what's really going on, and adding a filter on top of that. And now you see the world through this filter. And how we move through life is a series of making decisions about what something means. We're making decisions about what I believe and what I don't believe. We're making decisions about how we see every single thing that comes into us. And over time, we get enough evidence when something happens that we start to believe that these things that we are seeing or these meanings we are attaching to our circumstance, our life, our business, our children, our family, we start to see this as this is this way. This is the truth. And so this can be really great if you're moving through life and you're accumulating a whole lot of empowering beliefs that have you see the world like you can do anything, that building a business is possible, that you're a good leader, you're a good mother or father or spouse. But what happens when you start moving through the world with beliefs that limit you? And that's what we really want to talk today, because it's unfortunate that you could put something out in the world and get a little bit of feedback. And when you get a little bit of feedback, you say, what does this mean? And in asking the question of what this means, you choose a meaning that doesn't have you feel good. And then you start moving through life like that's the truth. And that's what we really want to talk about today.
Yeah, guys. So that's awesome, Jane. So guys, understand that these 3 beliefs that we're going to talk about, and again, there's like an infinite number of potentially toxic beliefs or toxic fears that we could be talking about on this show. This is just like 3 of the ones that we see most commonly. But understand, guys, that the thing about these beliefs and the reason that they're so dangerous is that they become self-fulfilling prophecies. Like Jane just said, it becomes this filter that once you accept that belief, your brain is going to tend to see things and perceive things in a way that confirms that belief. And this is a big reason why people stay stuck. This is a big reason why even when people work up the courage to really take a shot, look, most people, let's be honest, they don't even ever work up the courage to really take a shot, right? To really go after their dream. It kind of becomes something, oh, I'll do that someday, or it would be really nice if this, or it would be really nice if that. But all their life circumstances they think are just too powerful and they can't break out of their current trap that they're in order to actually go after their dream, right? So most people just stay stuck. But for the very few people that actually go out and really just make a shot at it, they really try to go for it, these beliefs are powerful enough that they can completely sabotage your chances of success. And so if you guys want to think about how to build a great business, and that's what we do. We specialize in turning coaches and thought leaders into millionaires, right? We show people how to not just succeed, but to succeed really big to the tune of, 6 figures a month, building 7-figure businesses. And in order to do that, you have to understand that success starts in the mind. It starts with you guys building a network, let's say, of empowering beliefs that are going to carry you through the obstacles and the challenges and the failures that are bound to happen when you try to do something great with your life. So let's dive into these 3 toxic beliefs right now. And again, we could look at them, we could look at 100 different beliefs, but these are just 3 that we happen to see all the time. So the first toxic belief is this fear that I'm afraid what people will say. I'm afraid what people will say if I go for it. Talk about that one, JJ.
Oh my goodness. We see this one so much that people get started in their business and they make this decision. They might even be so excited about, they have a mission or a purpose that drives them. They say, I'm going to go and change the world by helping them have a most amazing relationship that they can. But then they sit down and it's time to release their good work out into the world. And then their first thought is, oh my goodness, when I release this, what will people say about it? What will people think about it? What will this mean to me? How will I be judged? And if you're trying to start something new and you are stopped by what people will think of you, it will be really difficult to get off the ground because it'll stop you in your tracks. If you're afraid that there is something someone can say, or you're afraid that there's something someone can think about you that would change your ability to do your good work.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And guys, listen, so many people are afraid. Well, what if it's almost like it falls into 2 categories. Well, what are people going to say if I fail? What if I try and I don't make it? What will they think of me? Will they think I'm a loser? What will they think? But then there's just as much fear sometimes around what will people say if I succeed? Where will people look down on me when I build this business that I've been dreaming of building? Or what if I start putting myself out there and I get haters? So guys, let me just kind of clear up some of the confusion for you right now. If you go out there and you put yourself out there, and if you start to succeed, there will be people that aren't happy about it. I guarantee it. And that could be somebody, leaving a nasty comment on your Instagram, or it could be someone leaving a nasty comment on your Facebook ads or whatever. It could even be someone who's really close to you, who's just threatened by your success. But the thing to understand, guys, is that most people are sort of just projecting their own garbage onto the world. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is, let's say you see someone that is successful, or even someone that's happy. There's really 2 ways you can respond to that, right? As just a normal person. When I see someone that's happy, I can say, God, that Jane Jewell, she seems really happy. She's a great mom. She's got these wonderful kids. Man, that's an inspiration. And I can take that and allow that to reassure me that I could maybe create those things too. Well, hell, if she can have a successful business, why can't I? If she can be a great mom or great parent, why can't I? And you can allow seeing that person's success to fuel you and inspire you and empower you. But far too often, especially nowadays, when we see someone who is successful or who is happy, we respond the opposite way. We go, oh, well, she's not that great, or she's this, or she's that. And we respond negatively because we're so threatened by that success. But the one thing that you have to understand is that whether people are super excited about you and inspired by you, or whether people are just like hating on everything you're doing, it doesn't really have very much to do with you. It's just their own garbage. It's their own stuff. It's their own negative beliefs and limiting beliefs and their own fears that they've been carrying around maybe for decades. And now you just happen to pop up on their news feed that day. And now they're just projecting that stuff on you. So understand, guys, that especially now in 2021, when, everyone's on the internet and basically everybody has a voice, there are going to be people that aren't going to be happy with you if you are successful, but that's okay. As long as you are doing the right thing, as long as you're living in integrity, as long as you can look deeply at yourself and your own conscience and say, hey, you know what, man, I'm actually doing a pretty good job, then you don't have anything to be ashamed about or anything to feel guilty about or anything to feel bad about ever. So the only person whose opinion of you really counts is your own. It's what you think of yourself. Are you living up to your own values or are you not? Are you living up to your own standards or are you not? And what other people say about it really doesn't matter that much.
I love that so much. I love hearing that, what someone thinks about you is really none of your business.
It really isn't. It really isn't.
It's none of your business. And now, sure, as long as you say, like you just spoke about, that you're moving through the world aligned with your own values and you're living in integrity, that's really all you can measure your actions by. And if you're concerned about what someone else thinks, and here's the deal, you're human. There are going to be moments as you're growing, as you're learning, as maybe you fail before you succeed, that you will ask, oh my gosh, what does my mom think? What does my husband think? What does my neighbor think? What does that person who's reading my posts, halfway across the country think? And it's normal to have those thoughts. It's normal to have a little moment of doubt around that. The key is once you have that doubt, that you come back to center. You come back to center and you remember, what are you really about? What is important by the work that you are up to in the world? And remind yourself, it's really none of my business what they think. What my business is doing the right thing. What my business is I'm up to transforming people's lives. And as long as you keep your eyes, we have a saying over here in my family that when people start comparing, we go, keep your eyes on your own paper. Stay in your own lane. Stay right there doing the good work that you're committed to doing. And if you do that, realizing you might have a wobble, but you got to come back and get centered and focus on what you're up to and what you're committed to, you'll be just fine.
Yeah, the healthiest attitude that you can take is just one of acceptance. Just accept there are going to be people that have a problem with what you do. There's going to be people that have a problem with what you say. There's going to be people that love you to death and secretly they're so happy for you and so proud of you, but your success threatens them and they just kind of don't know how to be around you anymore. That happens, Or there's going to be people in your life that love you deeply and they're super excited for your success, but they don't really get what you're doing, right? Because they're earning, let's be honest, guys, earning $50,000 a month or $80,000 a month or $100,000 a month as a coach is freaking insane to most people. And so you'll kind of like talk to your friends about it and say, oh yeah, man, last month we had a great month in our business. We did like 80K and, had these great clients come in and they're just going to kind of glaze over and be like, oh, that's cool. But you can tell that they're not really grasping what you're saying. So guys, look, all of those things are going to happen, but you know what else is going to happen? You're going to build a great business and you're going to make a difference in the world. And for me, that's worth it. It's worth it. So just have this attitude of acceptance, man. If some people hate on what you're doing, it's like, all right, cool. If some people love what you're doing, cool. That's great too. But don't really need for it to be one way or another. Focus on yourself. Like Jane said, keep your eyes on your own paper, focus on your work, and just focus on living that mission that you were born to live and making that difference that you were born to make. And guys, I'll tell you, when you can really get to that place where you're so excited about what you're doing that you don't really care what anybody else thinks, honestly, it's like a superpower. Because so many people today are just paralyzed by these kinds of fears that if you can overcome even one of the 3 fears that we're talking about today, you're going to be so much more powerful than you ever realized you could be. So that's the power of dealing with this stuff and putting yourself out there in a big way. All right, let's talk about that second belief, JJ. The second belief we see all the time is I'm afraid that nobody will pay me for my work. I'm afraid that nobody will pay me for my work. Now, this is a big one for you guys out there. Maybe you're really good at kind of helping people through their relationships, but you're really concerned about whether or not you could ever actually charge for it. Or you give people great business advice, but again, you're wondering if anybody will pay you for that advice or pay you for that expertise. Well, guys, look, here's what we found. What we found is that if you can solve a major life or business challenge, right? So that could be, I'm going to help you make your business work. I'm going to, it's a fitness challenge. Maybe I'm going to help you lose 80 pounds. Your marriage isn't working. I'm going to help you get your marriage working. You want to meet the love of your life and you don't know where to find that person. I'm going to help you find that person. Whatever these major life or business challenges are, if you can help someone solve one of those, then that's something that you can command a fee for. Not just a regular fee, but a premium price like 5K, 8K, 10K, 15K. Those are the kinds of prices that we help our clients charge. And again, the one thing they have in common is that they can solve a major life or business challenge. So guys, look, most of the people who come to work with us, they don't have this extensive background. It's not like they've been doing this for years. I'm sure some of them have, but a lot of them are in very early stages of their coaching business. But because we're able to show them how to position their offer correctly, and we'll talk about that in just a second, but because we're able to show them how to position their offer correctly, they're able to command those kinds of prices, 5K, 8K, 10K. Does that make sense?
I love this too, because what happens is if you don't move past this, you'll never take the first step. This is one of those beliefs that the consequence, or all these beliefs are this way, that the consequence of not choosing a new way to see these things is that you just are stopped in your tracks. You're like dead in the water. Because these beliefs have the power to prevent you from taking any action at all. And that's not what we want for you. And so here's the other perception I would love for you to notice is when someone tells me how much something is, and it feels like it's almost too good to be true, like the price is really, really low, I gotta tell you, I get a little suspicious. How about you, Russ?
Well, yeah, especially when you're talking about solving one of these big problems that we're talking about. I mean, my God, it's like, yeah, your marriage isn't working and you're on the verge of divorce court, but hey, if you buy this $7 ebook, it's going to turn everything around. It's like, really? I don't think so.
And usually people have already tried those $7 ebooks, right? People have already tried Googling the answer. They tried looking at blog posts. We've tried scouring the internet of figuring out, how can I fix this problem? How can I get on the other side of it? And all that happens is hours and hours and hours time invested in trying to solve a problem, when the truth of the matter is they're so deep in it that they need real transformation. They need someone to show them what is possible. They need someone to pinpoint what is the main thing that's preventing them from having the relationship they want, the health that they want, the career that they want, the business that they want. They need someone that can see what they can't see because they're so busy in it. And that's the power of what you do is that if you are able to solve that problem and you're able to shed light on what that problem really is and expand someone else's thinking to actually solve the problem, that's exactly what they want. They want the solution. They want what's on the other side of it. And most of the time, I have found that when someone has got a problem and they've tried so hard to fix it, they are willing to invest in getting the outcome, because going it alone just isn't working.
That's right, guys. And that ties into, I want you to understand how profound what she just said is, that they're willing to invest to get the outcome. So you have to understand what people are paying you for. They're not paying you for your wisdom. They're not paying you for your knowledge or your expertise. They're not even paying you for your time. What they're paying you for is to achieve a certain result in their life. So if you can guide people to that result and you can really create amazing transformations for people, and if your marketing is dialed in to sort of support that, and that's very rare, guys. Most people's marketing is not built around speaking directly to their client's problem. Most people are talking about how great they are or where they got certified or, 5 reasons you should hire me or whatever. But your audience doesn't care about any of those things. Your audience only cares about this massive, horrible life or business problem that they're wrestling with. And all they want to hear is that you're the person that can help them fix it. And that's it. And so if you build your marketing around that idea, then people understand what they are paying you for. They understand that they're paying you to help them get this outcome, to help them get this result. And that is something, guys, that is always worth $5K or $8K or $10K. So more than anything else, that is the secret to commanding premium prices. Again, even if you're just starting out. And it's really important that you understand that, because your level of experience doesn't really matter. How long you've been in business doesn't matter. Where you went to school doesn't matter. The only thing that your clients care about is, can you help them get the result? Yes or no. And if everything in your marketing and everything up here is totally oriented in the direction of, yes, I can help you do this, let's go figure this out together, then there's going to be no stopping you. You're going to be absolutely unstoppable in your marketing and in your ability to command those premium prices. So if you're sitting there going, well, man, no one would ever pay me for this, you got to get that out of your head. It's true. If your marketing isn't dialed in, you're right. No one's ever going to pay you for this. Or if you're too afraid to put yourself out there in the first place, yeah, no one's ever going to pay you for this. But if you can dial in your marketing with a process that works and you have the courage to put yourself out there, then I think you're going to be astonished at how your audience will value the work that you do. And at the end of the day, that's what marketing, that's what coaching, that's what it's all about. Is just getting your audience to understand the value of what you do and why they need it so badly. And if they understand that, you're going to be able to write your own ticket and command any kind of price that you want. So guys, let's talk about that third belief, that third toxic belief, which is this fear of, why would people hire me when they could hire someone who's a big name? So for all of you guys, I would bet there's almost nobody watching this that is in a totally untapped market. I just don't think those exist anymore. If you're a coach or a consultant or thought leader or expert or author or speaker, and you're helping people solve a problem, I can almost guarantee you that there's someone else out there that's helping people fix that problem. We don't see a lot of offers that are totally brand new that we've never seen before, like how to get a porcupine out of a toaster or something. I don't know. Most of the offers that we see and most of the people we work with, they're like I said, they're helping people with the big stuff, helping people lose 80 pounds, helping people prepare for a fitness contest, helping people fix their marriage, helping people get their love life together, their dating life together, whatever it is. So whatever market you're in, there's someone else in that market. There's probably someone else in that market that's been in business longer than you have. There's probably someone else in that market that's got better branding than you have, where you go to their website and there's all these beautiful professional pictures that cost $30,000. And oh my God, why would anybody hire me when they could hire this other person who has millions of followers and all this other stuff? Look, it does not matter. It does not matter. I don't think we have a single 7-figure client, right? We have a lot of 7-figure clients, but not a single one of them was a big celebrity when they came to us. Not a single one of them had a huge following when they came to us. Not a single one of them didn't have competitors in their business that had been around way longer and had way better branding and way more expensive website and everything else. It does not matter. The only thing that matters is whether your audience understands that you can help them fix their problem. Period. End of story. And I'll say one other thing, and then JJ, I'm going to turn it over to you to just tear this up. The bigger people get, the more famous people get, the more followers people get, the more likely they are to begin to build their marketing around talking about how great they are. To say, oh, hire me because I have all these followers, or hire me because I'm famous, or hire me because I have a cool car or a private jet or whatever. But the God's honest truth, like I said, is that your audience doesn't care about that stuff. All they want to know is what's in it for them. All they want to know is, are you the person they've been waiting for to help them fix their problem? So while those big competitors that you have are busy talking about themselves and their branding and their professional pictures and all this other nonsense, if you are speaking directly to your client, if you're talking to them about the one thing they care about, which is their own problems, you are immediately going to stand out from the crowd. And especially if you're selling something transformational, right? You're not selling a $27 ebook. You're selling them a $5,000, $8,000, $10,000 coaching program that can actually fix the problem and change their life. If you're doing that, you're going to stand out no matter how crowded your marketplace is. And people are going to hire you instead of hiring that big name person, because you're offering them what they really want, a solution to their problem.
Russ, you said so many good things. I'm going to have to think of what I can add to that, because that was
all right. Awesome. Great show.
Straight on. But maybe I'll say it in my own words.
Sure.
Is, if you're waiting to have a certain number of followers, if you're waiting to have a bestseller book, if you're waiting to, have this amazing blog that everybody visits every single day, And then you'll put yourself out there. Then you'll create that business. Then you'll create that coaching program that you just know can make a difference in the world. Then you're going to be waiting a really long time because you're going at it backwards. You're going at it backwards if you think that you're going to attract all of these followers and then you're going to build your business. Can it be done? Sure, there are lots of people that have a lot of followers. But guess what? A lot of those people come over here to work with us because they have a lot of followers and not a lot of revenue. So I think it's important to know the difference between being a really good marketer and maybe having some good stuff to say, and the difference between being a good marketer and then also being a really good coach that makes a difference for people, being really good at solving a problem. You have to declare, you have to decide that your voice matters in providing this outcome for people. What you have to say will move people on the other side from suffering into exactly what they want. And none of this idea of a best-selling book or followers or being a really great marketer, those are all great things, but they are not what gets people the result. You have to trust that your voice will speak to the people that you want to make that difference with, that your voice is there for a reason to solve their problem and it matters. That is what's most important. If you can really own your work and your ability to help people to get them the outcome, then you add on the marketing, then you add on a system that works, you will be unstoppable. You will be unstoppable because it matters that you have good marketing, but it matters more that you can solve someone's problem in terms of how you even approach your marketing. So you have to have that trust in yourself that it doesn't matter if your name is big and bold up in lights or if your name is still an unknown secret weapon. The thing that you want to remember is, can you solve the problem for them? Can you help them and partner with them to get them out of suffering and into the life that they really crave?
Guys, it is so important that you understand what Jane just said, because she's absolutely right. Look, we have people apply to work with us all the time that have way bigger followings than I do. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about like hundreds of thousands of people on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook or just, pick your platform. But they have this massive following and they're making maybe $5,000 a month with it or $10,000 a month with it, which, look, it's not chump change, but it's nowhere near what we're getting our clients to do where they're bringing in multiple six figures per month. And the thing is, guys, most of the people that we work with, you've never heard of them. You've never heard of them. They don't have a big audience. They don't have a big following. They didn't have a big following when they came to us. They don't freaking have a big following now. We don't even have the biggest following. We really don't. But we're doing massive, massive revenue in our business and we're making a massive impact on our clients' lives. And that just goes to show you that there's a huge difference between your follower count and actually a business that drives revenue, a business that puts money in your pocket and changes the world one client at a time. And here's the good news, guys. That's great news for you because building an audience like that takes a long time. It really does. If you're going to launch a podcast or you're going to, whatever, it's going to take a really long time for you to build up that big old audience. And if you're just grinding that work and grinding out all that content and crossing your fingers and hoping people find it, it could take forever. And all of that is before you've made your first sale. All of that is before you've gotten your first client. What we get our clients to do is just forget about all that stuff. And we help them build a really, really simple process where they're driving ads into a webinar or like a video presentation and then into a phone call and then becoming a new client. So it doesn't take 6 months to build up an audience, and you don't have to spend all this time sort of cultivating this giant tribe and then talking to them until you finally work up the courage to sell them something. No, you just run ads and you get people applying to work with you. And if they're a fit, you enroll them at 5K, 8K, 10K prices. So it can be so much simpler to get where you want to go. And then once you're doing $100,000 a month or $200,000 a month or wherever you want to go, then if you like, hey, Russ, I want to have a hit podcast or I want to have a really big show or I want to write that best-selling book. Cool. Now you can, but you're doing it with a few $1 million jingling in your pocket instead of doing it when you're broke and just, grinding out content on your crappy 10-year-old laptop and just sort of hoping people find it. So I want you guys to understand there's nothing wrong with building an audience. There's nothing wrong with going out there and trying to make a big name for yourself. That's okay. But it definitely shouldn't be your primary strategy for getting new clients in the door. And if you're waiting until you have that big audience before you actually do anything or sell anything or get that first client, you're gonna be waiting a long, long time to get your business off the ground. And meanwhile,
that's going to be your biggest chokehold in your business.
Yes.
If you're thinking you have to arrive someplace and then you can, market your business, or then you can have a business where you're really helping people. And it just isn't so. When I think about it, how would you like to grow your coaching business? Would you like to be doing it where you're working a couple of extra jobs? Would you like to do it, while you're just scraping by? And you can do it. People have done it. But what would happen if you were able to really tap into a strategy where it didn't take that long, where you could have your business going in a matter of weeks, and you can start working with the people that you really want to work with? And then you get to grow your business. You get to grow your audience. Even, you can grow your audience that way, but you get to do it while you're doing the work you love, as opposed to, hey, I'm going to put all this time into some marketing or growing an audience, and then I'll get to do the work that I love. Most of you came into this type of business or are looking at being a coach or looking at to solve a problem because you're really passionate about your being able to solve those problems. Wouldn't it be amazing if you get to do that work now and not wait to do the good work, the good stuff? That's what probably lights you up. I know it's what lights me up, is being able to be a force in someone else's life to solve a problem so that they can experience a whole brand new lifestyle. I'm pretty sure that's what you're up to.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, look, it can happen so much faster than you think. I mean, Jane isn't playing around. There's no way that we could get people doing 6 figures in revenue in their business or whatever as fast as we are if our strategy was about building a big audience first. Because again, that stuff just takes years, and you're just living on this like deferred life plan where you're putting it off and you're putting it off and you're putting it off. But you can get quick results in your business starting today. You can get the ball moving forward starting today using a strategy that's going to get you the clients that you want at the price you want faster than you ever thought possible. So guys, look, let's just quickly recap those 3 toxic fears that we looked at today. Number 1 was I'm afraid what people are going to say if I go for it. Number 2, people are afraid that no one's going to pay for their expertise. No one's going to pay for their work. And number 3, people are afraid, well, why should someone hire me if they could hire this other big name person? And I hope we've shown you today, guys, that all 3 of those fears are totally unfounded if you're using the right process. Look, if your marketing isn't dialed in, then yeah, people aren't going to hire you. They're going to hire that other person. And if you're using this strategy of building a massive audience, then no one is going to pay you for your expertise because you're not even asking them for the sale. So if you want to tap into a process that's designed to get you those clients that you want quickly, then here's what we have for you. The team has set aside some time to speak to you in the next 24 to 48 hours about how you can apply these ideas to your business starting today. So that strategy that I talked about of running ads into a presentation, into a phone call, into a high ticket sale, so that people go from clicking on your ad to becoming a high ticket client within 24 hours. If you want to put that strategy to work for you, then you need to reach out and book an appointment to talk to us. So here's how that works. We'll get on the phone for about 45 minutes or an hour. You can tell us everything that's going on in your business. You can tell us what's working, what's not working, and we'll put our heads together and we'll come up with a step-by-step game plan to help you get where you want to go. We'll help you figure out who you should be targeting, what you should be charging, and what your exact next steps should be to begin reaching and enrolling those clients, even if you don't have a big audience, even if you've never charged a premium price before, even if nobody's ever heard of you. This strategy is going to put you where you want to go. So the way to do that, the way to book that call, and it's totally free, what I want you to do is go to clientsondemand.com/talk or click the link in the description of this video. But go to clientsondemand.com/talk, book an appointment to speak to us. When you click that, when you go to that link, it's going to take you to our calendar page. You just pick whatever appointment time works for you. We will call you at the time that you chose, and we will put our heads together and figure out how to get you where you want to go. And I promise you that it will be the best 45 minutes or an hour you've ever spent working on your business. You will walk away from that call with tremendous amounts of clarity about what your next steps in your business should be. And look, guys, our 6-figure clients, our 7-figure clients, They're men, they're women, they're American, they're Australian, they're Norwegian, they're relationship coaches, dating coaches, business coaches. They're from all over the world and from all walks of life. But the one thing they have in common is that they booked that call. So go to clientsondemand.com/talk and let's talk about how we can take your business to the next level. JJ, any parting shots for our audience?
Just a reminder, you've been bold before. You've done big things before. This is that moment to be bold, to do big things and not let the constraints of past thinking stand in your way from you doing the work and living the life that you want. Book a call, talk to us, and we'll see how we can help you.
Absolutely. And guys, one last thing. I want you to understand the strategy we teach, as simple as it is, it does take work and it does take courage. And you're going to run into challenges and you're going to run into obstacles and you're going to run into your own fears and your own negative beliefs and toxic beliefs. But I'll tell you what, if you're working with us, we're going to hold your hand every step of the way and coach you through each and every one of those roadblocks, each and every one of those obstacles so that you can get where you want to go. So yeah, it does take work and it does take courage and you got to show up and you got to do everything we tell you to do. But if you're willing to do that, then I don't see any reason why you can't be our next 6 or 7 figure success story working with the exact clients that you want to work with. But again, it all starts by going to clientsondemand.com/talk and booking an appointment to speak to us. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us today. Jane, thank you so much. That was an awesome show. And we will catch you guys on the next show. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to today's show. If you guys want to subscribe, there's a little picture of me. You can click that button right over there. If you want to book a breakthrough session with our team, which you absolutely should do, then you can click that button there or go to clientsondemand.com/talk to book an appointment to speak to us. We'll go ahead and catch you on the next show. Bye-bye.